Hi there, this is Tanya, and welcome to episode 3 No More Chaos or NOVOCAINE. What are you numb to or simply tolerating? Time to get your environments ready for the rush of change. So, in the last 2 episodes, we figured out what your current reality is. In episode 2, we really figured out what is it that you want to do, want to be, and have, and we got to your desired reality. And so, shouldn't it be just as simple as going from one to A to B? Unfortunately, not. If you've ever had dreams and goals, you know that it is not as easy as going from A to Z. And what we now have to look at is the internal and external environment and the resistance that stands between you and your current reality and desired reality. Because until you clear this resistance, you will never be able to make permanent change. So in order to demonstrate this, we're going to do a little case study so that we can all practically apply this and see how it works. And then we'll talk about what that means afterwards. So I take it as an example, my own weight loss. Okay, so my current reality is that I am probably about 40 pounds overweight. My body feels heavy. I hate looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm disappointed in myself. I have low energy, and I don't sleep that well. My desired reality is that I have a size 4, beautiful, ageless body that is full of energy and radiance and health, and that I love being in my body and moving in my body. So what stands between my current reality and my desired reality besides the 40 pounds? There's actually a lot. I get a payoff from staying fat. My beliefs and what I made weight loss mean stands between me and my goals. My true emotions, my identity, and my environment. So let's talk about each one of these in turn. So there's a payoff that I get from staying fat. And the payoff is that I get to play the victim and complain about my weight to everybody without having to really do anything about it. I get attention, I get pity. I get to continue to eat bad food and not exercise. And people don't expect much of me, and therefore I get to hide and just coast around. I don't have to go to the gym. I can continue drinking as much as I want to. And I get to use food as a friend instead of reaching out to real people. And I don't have to take ownership or responsibility for my weight. So those are payoffs that I'm getting from staying fat. What about my beliefs? So my beliefs that I discovered were food is my friend when I'm lonely. Food is a reward for a job well done. I am too lazy to put in all that work to lose weight. And I'm too old to lose weight. And then what did I make weight loss mean? I made it mean that I would have to sacrifice all the fun to be skinny. I would have to spend all of my time at the gym to lose weight. I would have to completely stop drinking alcohol of any kind. And I could only eat carrots and celery sticks for the rest of my life to lose weight. That's what I made weight loss mean to me. What about my emotions? I discovered I am resigned because I have worked really hard in the past to lose weight, but then it all came back again. So I'm like, why even try? I discovered I'm sad because I love eating food, and then I feel sad thinking about all the things I have to give up and not being able to eat again. And I also discovered I'm a little bit cautious because maybe if I lose all this weight, I'll get too much attention from the men that I don't want attention from, or the men that I don't find attractive. So that was kind of like a consequence that could happen. That was like, I don't know if I want that. And then I have my identity. So my identity is that I love to eat and party and try different cuisines. And I love enjoying food with friends, especially spicy food. So for me to lose weight, I fear I might lose the identity I had created for myself. So if I look at all of these obstacles that stand between me and my weight loss, it's a lot. It seems like the payoff from staying fat is huge. And the beliefs and emotions and identity, that's a lot of different things. And and just looking at the list of things, it feels like weight loss is impossible. And it's like there's a minefield between me and what I want, and it feels like it's never going to happen. But there's a solution. Yay. So let's look at who created all these minds in this minefield and whether they are true. So if it's true that I created the beliefs and they are not true, then I can uncreate them just as easily and have the minefield absolutely disappear. So if we look at my beliefs, for example, if we look at who created them, are they true? My beliefs were food is my friend when I'm lonely. That is something I created in my head. It is not true. Food is a reward for a job well done. Not true. Created by me. I'm too lazy to put in all the work. Totally not true. Also created by me. And I'm too old to lose weight. Bullshit. And also created by me. Same with what did I make weight loss mean? I made it mean I would have to sacrifice all the fun to be skinny. Totally not true. That's something that I created in my head. And there's plenty of evidence that does not have to be the case. I would have to spend all my time at the gym to lose weight. Also not true. I would have to completely stop drinking wine and alcohol. Also not true. And I could only eat carrots and celery to lose weight. Also not true. So everything that I created in my head in an extreme form. And when I looked at the beliefs that I had, I'm like, well, that is absolutely not true. And I was the one who put these ideas in my head. So if that is true, then that makes things much easier. Now let's look at the emotions. So I am resigned because the resignation came from the fact that I didn't believe that I could ever have what I wanted. So I never believed that I could ever get back to size 4 again. And therefore I was resigned to even trying because I saw that as an impossible task. I was sad because I thought that I would never be able to eat fun stuff that I like ever again. And that is completely not true. And I was cautious because I was thinking that maybe if I lose the weight, men that I don't necessarily want the attention to would give me attention. But then I'm like, well, that's actually a good problem to have compared to the problem that I have right now. And then I would get to practice saying no next. Yes. And then, so we've cleared the beliefs, emotions, and we've realized that they were not true and they were created by me. So that part of the minefield is gone. So what's left? So what's left is the payoff. And if we look at the payoff, so let me read what the payoff statements were. So the payoff was, I get to play the victim and complain about my weight to everybody without having to do anything about it. I get attention and pity. I get to continue to eat bad food and not exercise. People don't expect much of me, blah, blah, blah. I don't have to go to the gym. I can continue drinking, etc. And I don't have to take responsibility or ownership for my weight. Those were the payoffs that I had from staying fat. And if I think about it, that is really not who I want to be. And that is not what I want to do. So what I realized that I came up with this list of payoffs and excuses because I had tried to lose weight in the past and I had failed. And therefore it was too painful for me to want to lose weight again. So I came up with this list that gave me an out so that I never even had to try. So once I figured that out, I'm like, well, now actually there is nothing left on the minefield except my environments and actions. So I have uncreated the whole minefield. It is now a completely clear field. So let's talk about the environments. So let's first talk about the importance of environments. So you've heard the saying that you become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. It is true, but it's also not the whole truth. The influence extends far beyond you and your friends. It extends to the friends and their friends. So we are much more influenced by our environments than we ever thought. So when you are up to big things in life and when you have big dreams and you want to grow, it is super important that you surround yourself with people who also are up to big things and who support you in your growth, instead of surrounding yourself with people who want to stay exactly as they are and want you also to stay exactly as you are, so that they don't have to feel guilty about not growing and changing. And what you have to bear in mind is that your environment is stronger than your willpower. So if it's your willpower against your environment always wins. So for example, let's say that we were talking in the previous episode about how 85% of people who have full-time jobs hate their jobs. And if you're surrounded by people who hate their jobs and complain about it all the time, what do you become? You are going to complain about your job and hate it. You become like your environment. So make sure you audit the people around you and make sure that the people around you are spending time, or the people that you're spending time with are in line with what you want in your life, or better. Okay? So let's talk about the different kinds of environments. So there's your information environment. So it's the environment. What do you let affect you? So it could be the news you watch, the articles you read, the shows you watch on TV, social media, people you talk to, etc. Then you have your networks. So this could be the networks of relationships around you, like the clubs you belong to, teams you belong to, and people, the different groups of people you spend time with. There's your physical environment. That's an important environment. Are you working in the middle of piles of paper, or do you have an environment that is free of physical clutter so that it's easier to concentrate? And for example, if you're trying to lose weight, does your physical environment include healthy snacks available easily, so that when the temptation strikes, you can actually go for the healthy things? Or is your cupboard filled with crap that is not good for you, so you sabotage yourself when the temptation strikes? Or it could be your financial environment. Are you on top of your budgets and taxes, and is your financial situation such that you do not have to stop your momentum towards your goal because of finances? It could be your external body, how you present yourself. It could be your relationships we already talked about. So the closest friends you hang around with, are they going where you're going, or do they also have big things in their goals? So in my weight loss example, for example, the environment that I have is my relationships. Like, for example, I don't have a family, but if you have a family, is your family supportive in you not necessarily participating in all the meals with them? And maybe do you have to cook a different meal for yourself and different meal for them that might be tempting for you to then, eat foods that you're not supposed to? Are my friends really supporting me in my efforts, or are they trying to subconsciously sabotage my efforts so that they don't feel so bad about if they're not losing weight? Or do the people around me make me feel different or bad if I'm trying to stick to a healthy diet and they're not? Like, do they try to guilt trip me? So those are things you could look at. And then look at my physical environment. Is my gym close enough so that I will actually go there? Have I set aside time in my calendar to actually go to the gym so that I have time to exercise? Are my closets full of healthy food or crap food? So that, like, what do I actually keep physically around me food-wise? Do I have healthy snacks available when temptation strikes? And do I have my goals clearly written down on a piece of paper where I can see them? I also have my environment networks. So it could be the clubs, teams, networks of people. So am I part of a challenge maybe where other people are trying to accomplish the same goal, which then increases my chances of success exponentially because I am surrounded by people who want me to succeed because they want to succeed and we hold each other accountable, etc. And then there could be the technological environment. So are there apps that I can use to track my workouts? Have I scheduled my goals and workouts in my calendar? How often do I get on the scale and what do I track? And how do I keep track of whether I'm on target to succeed on my journey? So when you do this for yourself, look at all of the environments around you and make sure that they support you in getting you to your desired goal, and that they at least none of them are pulling you down in the opposite direction. And then once you make sure that your environment support you, then literally all that stands between you and your desired reality is just the actions that you take, because there's no normal minefield. All you need to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, go, and you got it. So one important tool for ensuring that all of your environments keep you moving forward and don't drag you down is clearing all of the incompletions out of all of your environments. So incompletions is a beautiful thing, and once you get those out of your way, you're going to be flying. And so what are incompletions? So incompletions are to-do items that you at some point decided you should do but didn't. It's conversations you meant to have but you didn't. It's dreams you were dreaming about but never went for. It's projects that you started but you never finished. It's promises you made but you didn't keep. It's books and articles that you bought but never got to reading. It's emails you meant to respond to but never did, etc. And all of these incompletions, they leach your energy and take up space in your mind and in your thoughts, even if you don't think about them all the time. It's like our mind expands energy and still keeps track of them subconsciously. And these energy leaks are unconscious, and they're like an app that is open on your phone that keeps on taking bandwidth, and you don't even know what's happening. And they drain energy and slow you down. And the more incompletions you have, the more overwhelmed, distracted, and drained you will feel. And you won't have the energy to do the best work or your most important work. So completing your incompletions dramatically increases your energy and makes you more productive, and you will no longer be playing whack-a-mole with all the emergencies that keep on popping up, because you are clearing the playing field so that you can have the life that you want to have. So how do we complete our incompletions? So the first step is write down on a piece of paper or spreadsheet, whatever you like to use, write down everything you can think of that you at some point meant to do but didn't. So you can initially just write them down as they come to you, and then later on you can group them into areas. So one area could be, for example, incomplete communications. Now this is an area that takes the most energy and bandwidth. So this is the most important thing to clear out first. So do this as soon as you can. So ask yourself, is anybody waiting on anything from me? So this incomplete communications could be responding to emails you never responded to, returning phone calls you never returned, calls you were going to make and never made, conversations you meant to have or promised to have but never did, meetings that you talked about but you never actually did, promises you made but you didn't keep, or people you meant to see or contact but you never did. Then we have the area of incomplete projects. So everything you meant to do or you should do, but you never did. So it could be dreams you put off, but you never went for, or you started, but you didn't finish. It could be plans you meant to do but never made, like for example creating a 5-year plan for your future, etc. Or projects that you never started or started but never finished, like starting a new business or some such thing. It could be incomplete projects, could be projects at home. So it could be replacing the light bulb in the bathroom. It could be replacing the batteries in the remote control. It's fixing the broken lampshade, cleaning the garage, vacuuming the car, going through the magazines, books, and articles that you set aside, and that pile has been sitting there for 10 years and you never took a look at it. Like, go through that and really decide whether you're going to do it or not. And if not, let it go. Fixing leaky faucets, etc. Everything that should get done and that is not working properly. It could also be throwing out items that you're not using and that don't give you joy, because if you're not using it, then why keep it around? It takes energy. It could be financial projects, like paying off your credit card debt, paying late bills, doing your overdue taxes, subscriptions you meant to cancel but never did. Lord knows I have a lot of those. It could be health and wellness, like canceling that gym membership you never meant canceled, or getting a gym membership you meant to get, getting your teeth cleaned, going to get a checkup at the doctor, replacing that workout outfit with a hole in it, etc. Or it could be other errands, like getting your car maintained or replacing the battery in your car key fob, etc. Or it could be mental and emotional incompletions. So let's say somebody owes you money, for example, but you know you won't get it back. So either you can have a conversation with that person as to what's happening, or you can declare it, if you know it's not going to happen, declare it complete and let it go so that you get it off your list, off your mental list. Or it could be any ill will that you have and carry towards ex-boyfriends, ex-wives, etc. Some things that you can't do anything about, and so stop letting it steal your energy today. So once you have gone through all of the areas in your life and you have this list of incompletions, then what do? So then you decide what to do with it. So for each item on this list, you either delegate it to somebody else if somebody else can do it, or you do it yourself and complete it as soon as possible, as completely as you can, so that you can cross it off your list. Or third thing you can do with an item on this list is to delete it or declare it complete. So if you decide, I am not going to do this, like for example the magazine articles that you collected from 10 years ago, if you decide, I am not going to read these articles, this is no longer relevant, then cross them off your list, declare them complete, and have a little completion ceremony of all the things that you declare complete, so that you really get to cross them off your list and get them out of your mind. So start clearing the list of your incompletions and write down new complete incompletions that pop up, because none of this happens like in one go, and new things might pop up that you didn't think about earlier. Get everything on paper and start clearing things out. And this process can take days, weeks, even months. But the further down the list you get, the better you will feel, the more power you have over your own life, and the more energy you will have. And all the energy that you get, you can then take that and dedicate it to your goals and where you're going in the future. And when you get to the point where you have eliminated all of the incompletions in your life, there will be nothing holding you back. So I hope this was useful. So consider your environments. Consider do the list of incompletions and start clearing out everything from the past that you're still carrying with you. And then think about what is in the areas of your life, what is the minefield that you have created for yourself between where you are currently and where you want to be, and really look at, is that minefield something that is real, or is it created by you, and is it true? Because if not, you can just let it go. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week. And if you have any questions, send me an email or send me a message, and I look forward to hearing from you. And I would also love to hear what you're getting out of this and what discoveries you made during this week and the exercises we did. Thank you.